Rely on CyberTime's microwave private network for their most critical mission applications. Get connected. Stay connected. Get smart. Get CyberTime. You can Google, text, or call CyberTime Network Communications at 909-795-9559. That's 909-795-9559.
I'm so tired of the buffering on my smartphone.
I'm so over it. Next.
Right? I am so over it. Next.
A radio? Next.
No buffering, just your favorite local radio station?
Next Radio uses the FM tuner that is already built into your phone, so you can listen to your favorite stations on the go. Because Next Radio uses the FM tuner already built into your smartphone, it saves on data and battery usage. When compared to streaming audio, Next Radio uses less than a tenth of your data, and your battery will last 3 times longer. Next Radio, it's FM radio on your smartphone.
Introducing a radio inside your cell phone. Listen to all kinds of local radio stations, including KCAA 106.5 Yucaipa and 102.3 Riverside on Next Radio. Download the free Next Radio app today. 100% free, 100% fun, 0% buffering. Stop the buffer and listen to KCAA.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the greatest real estate investment show ever. Here's the flip-flop investor himself, Todd Bayer.
Hey everyone, how we doing out there today? This is the Flip-Flop Investor Show. And again, this week, we are doing a live taping like we did last week, where we talk about real estate investing in the Inland Empire. Every week we get together and talk with a local investor or expert or newbie sometimes. Today we have a expert in training, if that's what we can call it. But we have a program now. We actually, every month, we're kind of going through these different phases of a real estate investor lifespan or whatever you want to call it. So in January we talked about what did we talk about? Oh, goal setting. We talked about goal setting in January, and then in February we talked about business planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're in March, we're talking about finding deals.
And that's what I'm good at.
Exactly, and that's why we brought in our very special guest today, Mr. Tyler Hungerford. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing great, man. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for the offer.
You know, I'm excited to have you here.
We're just excited.
We're just excitable people, aren't we?
We are.
We're just happy to be here.
Very happy.
Absolutely. So, Tyler over here, he runs acquisitions for a company in the Inland Empire called Community Restoration Group.
Yep.
Right there. Oh, yeah. For those of you watching at home or watching on the internet or YouTube Live or whatever we're streaming it on right now, we're streaming in so many places now.
So many places.
I don't even keep up with it. That's not my job. My job is real estate investments.
Right.
So, we pretend to be radio people once a week. It's great. But
I'm wearing a T-shirt that says Community Restoration Group is basically the type of thing that he's trying to get to. His shirt says Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club, though.
I was going to get there. I was just killing time.
You were killing time? Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't.
All
I
right.
would never do such a thing.
Never.
You cannot kill time on the radio. That is illegal, I think. I don't know. We'll look into it. Hey, in the meantime, let's get back to finding deals. So,
Yes.
let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Like we're not going to beat around the bush here.
Let's not beat around it.
First things first. What do you do to find deals?
Wow, that's a multifaceted question. There,
Exactly. I figured you could answer that. I'm going to go to the restroom. No, I'm just kidding.
So that's a multifaceted question. So for me, I do a lot of different stuff.
Okay, so maybe we should boil it down to the basics.
Let's
first.
boil it down to the basics.
So, okay, let's talk first. What is a deal?
A deal is something that works financially for both yourself and the company that you're borrowing money from. So it's either it's a house that needs a lot of work or it doesn't need a lot of work, and you're going to hold on to it and rent it out. You're going to find a property that's out there that may have a lot of damage to it, and you need to hire a contractor to go out and help you flip it. I guess it's a deal is something that makes sense financially for you to go ahead and go out and get a loan from either a a hard money lender or a conventional lender or whatever it is.
Or partner up with somebody.
Partner up with
some money.
someone, with some
absolutely.
money. So that's what I would consider it.
Okay,
to be a deal.
Cool, I like it. So a deal is something that makes financial sense to turn a profit essentially, or become a good cash flowing property.
Exactly,
something along those lines. All right,
exactly.
So that's what you're looking for, and these are single family houses.
Currently, we're just looking for single family houses. We are expanding into the commercial realm. We are looking at a bunch of different options in the area. So with regards to commercial, but for now it's mostly single family and some multifamily.
Okay, multifamily being like
two to four units. Yeah, just small duplex, triplex, and quadruplexes.
So you will go out and, are you just walking down the street looking for these deals?
You could be walking down the street and even in your neighborhood and trying to find the ugliest house in the neighborhood. That might lead to a deal. Maybe that person just can't financially support themselves at that space, and they need to move out, or they're an older person and they don't have a retirement plan, and their house is their retirement plan, but they just can't keep up with it because they're older and they just they're having some trouble there. For me, it's mostly MLS acquisition is kind of where I come from.
And what is MLS?
So that's the multiple listing service. That's where all of the real estate agents in the area put their properties that they have available properties that they have. So that's kind of where a lot of our deals come from, as well as some people who go out there and do a lot of door knocking or sending out mailers. Those are called wholesalers, and they send those deals over to us as well. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
Okay, so these deals are just up and down the street.
Literally up and down the street. Yeah, you can walk in your neighborhood and start handing out flyers if you wanted to, or even just go knock on a door and see who's there and see if they might be willing to sell their house.
So I was talking to an investor the other day, and he said that he's putting like a $5 Starbucks card attached to a note.
Okay.
And like throwing them in their backyard because he knew they were back there hanging out. So he was throwing these Starbucks cards in the backyard of these people with his contact information in it.
Wow.
Saying, call me, and so I guess after he threw a few of them back there, they finally called him.
Wow.
And he's buying the house. So
are you kidding me?
Not kidding you.
Who was this?
I would love to say his name, but I don't know if he wants to be mentioned on the air.
Oh, that's freaking brilliant. I love it.
I just revealed he's a he.
That's a he thing.
That eliminates at least 50% of the population.
Well, there you go.
So
I'm going to ask you after this because I'm going to talk to you after this. That's
Yep.
actually a really great idea. I like that a lot. I don't really have I don't really know if I want to go and get hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of Starbucks cards, but it freaking works. It freaking works.
He's a door-to-door guy. He goes door-to-door knocking on doors.
Yeah.
So this for him was a way to maybe get the attention of people that are not answering, but he knows are home.
Right. Okay. And that type of person that he's throwing stuff to, I know this guy then. I know exactly who you're talking about.
You probably do.
I totally do. And actually, that's a brilliant strategy from him. Good job. Wow.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but can you hear me okay? Because
I can totally hear you.
barely hear me.
I can totally hear you.
All
do
right.
I need to up this
No,
for
because I can hear you just
fine.
fine.
You can hear me just fine.
Yeah.
I can hear you. I can hear myself.
Hey, we got our board up saying we're good.
Okay,
Thanks,
we're
Carlos.
good. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate you, man.
Anyway, so back to the real estate.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. What is that again? No, I'm just kidding. Real estate deals are also found. Walking neighborhoods is a very
that's a basic way to do it, and I feel there's people that, like the guy we're just talking about, he does really well off of that.
Yeah. But
he does do a lot of research before he's going out there and actually doing the door knocking. He's finding out, whether the person has equity in the home. He's really, while he is walking out there, he's doing a lot of background information on each home.
Sure.
And so he's really setting himself up for success. When he is going and talking to these people, because he knows how much they owe, he knows all of their needs and everything beforehand, and then he goes out there and he attacks.
Okay.
So he's from what I understand of him, that's how he does it.
Yeah.
So because he's using that system, NAMO, the same one that we use.
You're referring to FindSellers.
FindSellers.com. So he's using FindSellers.com to find.
Man. What a tremendous resource!
It is a great resource. So he's finding a lot of deals from that, because he's doing target marketing with that
that software.
With that software, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then he's researching everything. I mean, this thing gives you literally everything you need to go out and find deals.
Sellers, right? I mean,
literally
it's like,
find
it's
sellers.
like the name says itself.
Yeah. So
they thought those guys are smart.
they are smart.
James and Matt, good, smart guys.
Super smart. So shout out to them. Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's really utilizing that along with PropertyRadar.com. He's using just a lot of different information to help him find these deals. So
now, Property Radar. You mentioned Property Radar. And this is something maybe we should mention too, because a lot of people use Property Radar to identify people that are in like pre-foreclosure,
right? Or
like they even find bank-owned properties,
right,
stuff like that. Potential short sale opportunities. Which, I mean, we went to a conference yesterday.
We did.
We got to see all the new data that's coming out
very
recently.
limited right now.
Yeah,
that is a very limited market.
Absolutely, the people that are currently in default and things like that are very, very slim because their equity has come back, or their or the values have come back to the point where they might have a tiny bit of equity now.
Yeah.
And if they did need to sell that problem house, they can get rid of it,
right,
and not
make
have to
a little
lose
bit of
money.
money.
Maybe
Right.
make a few bucks.
Right.
That's so. Yeah, they're harder to come by, those bank-owned stuff.
Oh,
but
man.
a lot of people use Property Radar, and it was a really popular thing. I actually, not to say anything bad about it, because I think it's great software. I just canceled my subscription to it.
Oh, did we cancel our subscription to it? I was
'Cause
just going to have a bunch of people use it too.
Oh man, I logged into it 0 times in 2017, so I figured this was a waste of money.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but now we've got another thing that we're going after, which is like citations from different cities and stuff like that. So I thought Property Radar would be a good way for people in our group to find information on each individual that actually lives at those places. But I guess we could use findsellers.com, right? It's very similar information, is it not?
Well, it's not actually. I don't think that's one of the things they have in there in Find Sellers is for citations. But there's a place you can go to get that information.
Okay.
And it's not. You don't have to pay for it.
Okay, where?
You can go on the county websites and look
look
up code enforcement violations, things like that.
Oh yeah, well he's already got those lists. I'm saying that he's already found all those lists. Now we're going to each individual property and we're trying to find all of the individual property owners and stuff like that. So that's why I said we should consider getting that again.
Maybe.
Okay,
we'll look into it. I know Sean O'Toole. He's the owner.
Oh man, he's great. He's so smart.
Very smart guy as well.
Oh,
if anybody out there ever wants to learn a lot, find out when Sean O'Toole's speaking somewhere next. And,
seriously, the guy's a genius.
If he was to just sit down and read the dictionary, I think I'd probably go.
I would go and I would listen to that, and I'd be like, wow, this guy's so knowledgeable. He knows exactly what to say.
Yeah, and you could put some very clever remarks behind the words he's reading.
Yes. Mr. O'Toole.
Yeah, Mr. O'Toole. He's a good lad.
But anyway, so using a lot of these different softwares, you can go ahead and get some background information for yourself, so that when you do go and you do door knock, or you go and you make a phone call, you have some knowledge behind you, which makes you feel more confident, and really allows you to speak to and ask questions to the seller.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a good thing.
It's totally a good thing.
But, a lot of the door-to-door stuff, when you're talking to sellers directly at the door, is so personal, and you really have to know what you're doing.
You really do. You're going to mess it up.
Because, you're basically asking for these people to hand over, very kind of like sensitive financial data to you, and like things about their home. Like, I think a lot of people are surprised how much information is publicly available about them and in their homes.
Right.
But then there are some things that are not public, that you have to get from them. Like, we might need to call their lender and get some information about their, their loan, their payment status, other stuff like that. So, it's a big thing to ask for.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever do the door knocking type of thing. That would not be a strategy that would probably work for someone like me.
I've never personally done it myself, so
I tried to do it with some other. I've tried to do it before, and it led to nothing for me. And I went to the neighbors around the person, and I went to everyone around it. Didn't get any phone numbers, nothing. So.
Wow.
I know.
It was a bad day then.
It was a bad day. Yeah. So it didn't really work for me.
But
there's
a lot of those.
For our friend, it works like a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's probably because the neighborhoods he's going into.
It's not just that. It's you get a confidence in a you find a way, you find a cadence to talk to people, because it's sales. This is a sales thing. You have to not necessarily convince them to sell, but you have to convince them that you're the right person to be dealing with.
Right.
And so he's very good at starting the conversation, moving it in the direction it needs to go, and getting the information he needs from them in order to come back to them with something of value. And it's tough. That's the hard thing, is providing value to them.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people they own a home and they that's about the extent of their knowledge. They bought it. They had no idea what they were signing, and they don't really understand how real estate transactions work. They don't understand a lot about how mortgages work and how you can negotiate your rate later on. You can do things like this, but people don't know it. So they when somebody shows up, having any information beyond their basic knowledge is usually a good thing. But,
Heck yeah.
So that's the basic way.
It's
a basic way. Walking houses, knocking doors.
Yeah, and you're going to have to go through 1,000 to find one.
Sure. I mean, imagine the amount of time it takes just to walk between houses.
Right.
So if you find a huge neighborhood with 1,000 homes in it, how long is it going to take?
Probably a month.
You think it'll take that long? I wonder. I've never done the math.
If you do it every single day, and I mean, if you only have a specific amount of time when people are actually home, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you have to hit all those houses and then hit them again. So if you missed a house and you need to come back to it.
Yeah, that's true. I was kind of assuming that part of the 1,000 would be 900 of them didn't even answer the door.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Because I know, for me, I mean, in my own home, like, if somebody knocks on the door, I just don't answer, because why?
Yeah.
If somebody's coming over that I know they're coming.
Okay.
Like, if somebody's knocking, I just don't bother answering.
Yeah,
because
I am exactly the same way.
It's not that it's a safety thing. It's just I like my time thing.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I don't want somebody trying to sell me something I'm not going to buy from them.
Sir, are you interested in selling your home? Let me tell you why you
actually
should sell it to us.
Oddly enough, I don't get a lot of people knocking on my door anyway, but of the people I have answered the door to, not a single one of them has ever tried to buy the house. I did have one realtor come by my home, and I've lived there for 11 years. I've never had anybody come over except for one guy who was an assistant to a real estate agent.
Okay.
And he was out basically passing out her flyers.
Oh, wow.
And like he said, you're looking to list your home, and I'm like, no, but he was just terrible at it. He had no follow-up system, because that's the big thing with door knocking. And that's
follow-up is huge.
Follow-up is huge, and not just in door knocking, but in every aspect of of deals and leads and all this kind of stuff. You have to, they may not be selling today, but you can ask, you mind if I follow up with you in the next 6 months? And 6 months later, just put it in your calendar. Call Tyler, about his house on 123 Main, and then call you. And if you answer, you say, hey, remember me? I'm Todd. We talked about 6 months ago about, selling your home, just checking to see how things are going, if you're looking to sell or not.
Yep.
And, you'll find deals that way. I know we found our realtor because he called on, we had a house we were selling up in Victorville, and we had an agent that we ended up not liking and not agreeing with. So we fired the agent, and we, canceled the listing. And so this guy, our realtor, Connor, he was calling out expired or whatever listings, and he called me, and he was the only agent that called.
Wow.
And just the fact that he was willing to call was like, for me, I'm like, yeah, you're hired. And he's a great agent. He is one of our best people on the team, So, we love Connor, but it's because he had that thing to just do what everybody else wasn't doing,
which is calling expired listings.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people that still do that, though.
What's funny, because, he was the only one that called. I got letters in the mail from other agents.
That's what they do, is they mail.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's lazy.
I got the letters after I'd already signed a listing agreement with Connor.
Wow.
So sending a mail piece to me was a waste of your money.
Yeah.
Because I had a guy call me first.
Yeah.
And he got the deal that day.
Wow.
Like, he called, I was like, you're hired.
Yeah, that's a thing to think about. Maybe we should be doing that too.
We should. Yeah, if we were trying to get listings, any real estate agent out there that's trying to find listings, call those expired listings. Call them. Don't send a piece of mail.
Right.
You can maybe show up. That might be another way to do it. Actually, knock on their door.
Yeah, that's not.
Say, hey,
that's not a bad way.
Because you may not have the phone number.
Right.
But ours was easy because we're a business, and he was smart and said, okay, expired listing. Who's the owner? And then found out owner's phone number. It was pretty easy for him to do.
That's why skip tracing is so important. That's why I really like Property Radar, because it does have some of that information for you too.
Yeah, some, but
yeah,
a lot of times you just have to do your own research. But in our case, because it's a business that owns it. He just looked up the business, and there's
Right.
our phone number. Of course, we're going to have our number listed. So
Right.
yeah. So that was easy for him. Calling like people might be a little more difficult. Sometimes their information is a little more tricky to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that difficult. So,
But that's part of it. I mean, that's part of the deal. And we use some skip tracing software called Intellius.
we have Intellius?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
You should know that.
Now I do.
Yeah, we have it. So when we have a deal or a lead come through that, we need to find out where the owner lives or where the owner, what their phone number is.
Intellius.
We can get email address, phone number.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, so
I have
You didn't know?
thousands of
See?
of things we could go and do that with.
Then you
Oh,
should have
my
asked.
goodness. I've been thinking about it for a while. Like, hey, can we go and buy? Okay, well now I know. Okay,
So
Guy,
yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
be really happy about that one. There you go, bud.
Wow. That's terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah, so skip tracing.
beautiful.
It's-
Skip
but-
tracing is great.
Well, it's used in so many different areas. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the first time most people have ever heard of skip tracing was on like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah,
Because they have to find these people and they have to
beautiful,
find
beautiful mullet.
their. Oh, yeah, it is just flowing in the wind.
Oh, it flowed.
I think he still
Sideburns.
got it. I
Yeah.
saw a picture of it.
I
the
would
other
hope
day.
he still has it. At least now it's iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's brand. You
Yeah.
can't get rid of it.
Yeah, you can't get rid of it anymore.
I can't wear shoes anymore. I have
Yeah,
to wear
you
flip-flops.
have to wear flip flops.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because
It's a-
my feet get cold sometimes.
He's got cold feet, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Are
getting
you going to
cold
warm
feet.
them up? No. Okay.
Sometimes I'm looking at property in the mountains and there's snow up there right now.
Yeah.
And I got flip-flops on.
And then we stopped doing that because there's snow up there.
Yeah, we realized we don't know what to do with snow. We're Southern California boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do with that stuff? It's
Yeah.
cold.
It's cold. It's bad. It does not help with construction.
No.
No.
If you don't seal your deck properly, you're going to have a really poor-looking deck right
You're
after the
gonna
snow
have
melts.
a bad time.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't do anything
So
else there.
skip tracing, yeah, that's another great way to work on stuff to find deals. I mean,
It's essential, really, because, when you're going after homes that are in distressed condition, it's possible that people don't even live there that own it.
right,
And in fact, it's very likely they don't live
extremely likely.
there. It's pretty, I'd say it's rare when we actually find that the owner lives there,
Yeah,
when they're really bad. So, yeah, trying to find the owner, track down whoever they are.
Yeah.
You got to get good at skip tracing.
So I have a guy that's got a list of abandoned homes from the city of Ontario,
Okay.
and this is going to be great for him to be able to go on there and do some research and find all these people that own these homes. That's great.
Absolutely. And even just a basic skip trace will
Yeah.
at least yield an old phone number or something.
Yeah, something he can tangibly call and see if he can leave a number or
Yeah.
send a piece of mail, something.
You remember these old, like the old landline phones you'd call and it would get that weird message and it says, you've called a number that is no longer in service. Remember that thing?
Yes.
Well, sometimes they'd say after that, they'd say their new number is, and then
Oh, dang, really?
And because sometimes they have a forwarding number, and you get the
wow.
new number somehow. Yeah, that's happened a couple times, and nobody knew the new phone number. Nobody bothered calling. So
Wow.
yeah, deals happen just because you're willing to do what everybody else isn't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's 100% true.
And it seems like realtors, investors, they're lazy. Like they're trying to do the easy thing now. Like what annoys me is when a realtor texts me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And like email, like stuff like that. Like if you're gonna email me and ask for stuff like that, like hey, can I buy your house? Like send me an email. I just don't bother.
You know what? And I saw that a lot on my emails that I send out to real estate agents.
Mm-hmm.
I do an email campaign every once in a while, or I was doing it very consistently last year. But now my job is not to find deals; it's to find people who find deals.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different, but
Sure.
that's one of the strategies that I teach them is using an email campaign on the MLS and downloading and exporting stuff.
And it works.
It does work. You get a lot of phone calls that way. If you want to be out there making phone calls, getting in people's lists, like, investor lists, things like that, that's
Yep.
important. It is a great way a great tool.
But imagine if instead you called each one of those agents individually.
Exactly.
You'd yield a much higher result.
You would.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, you would.
So, it's something where
But-
with the right team, you might be able to employ them to do stuff like that.
Right.
Where every day people are just on the phones.
Right. And I think, we've got a couple people that are coming in that are really interested in doing something like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm hiring people who are looking to do that.
That's going to be great.
It is going to be great. No,
So-
we got a lot of good people coming in.
So deal finding.
Deal finding.
Going back a little bit.
Yeah,
You know,
let's take it back. Let's take it back.
Let's take it back.
Let's take it back.
Way back. You know, do we have any way back music? No. He's looking. He's like, yeah, I think we do. Yeah. If only we were serious.
Yeah.
We're never serious.
He's like, why are you looking at me? Oh man.
So we to find the deals. Obviously, there are deals that are not distressed looking.
Oh, very true.
Which, you know, is kind of a funny thing for some people. They think every house we buy needs, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work. And
Oh God, that's
it's
rare.
a partial burn, you know, like yeah, we do those types of deals, but you know, very often it's not the home that's so bad. It's actually just the owner has a situation they need to get out of right now.
Right.
You know, and you know, sometimes it is something like a foreclosure situation.
Right.
You know, which does happen.
Or someone's looking to retire and they don't have money, or they're looking for a new home and they're like, well, you know, I'm looking to get into a retirement community and I really don't have the money to be able to do that. But if I sell my house, I can.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of different ways a non-distressed home would sell
Probate?
to us. Yeah, probate is actually one of those situations that
Hugely.
I mean,
Yeah.
we bought a pretty good number of homes that were in some form or fashion going through the probate,
Right.
whatever you call it, probate process. Yeah,
Process. Yeah.
Yeah, where these kids have inherited the property, mom or dad died or both, and you know the kids are one's in Ohio and one's in New York or something, and they're like, I have no ability to deal with this home.
Yep.
I can't fly out to California
Yep.
and deal with it. Maybe it was their childhood home or something, and you know, like we had just bought one. The owner had passed, and his son lived in Switzerland.
Yes.
You know, and the son's like, I'm just not gonna be able to make it out. Like they came out right before we closed escrow and took a bunch of stuff out of the home.
And he didn't even come out. His wife came out, and
Yeah.
she had a moving company come through. No, his wife didn't even show up. They had a friend show up
Yeah.
for them and took out all the furniture.
That's what
which
it was.
We actually really wanted that furniture.
Yeah,
it was
some
so cool.
Some of it was.
There was some cool stuff.
But
We
they
were
left
really upset.
a lot of stuff behind.
They
for
really
us,
did.
You know,
They
and
really did.
Books and you know, some furniture. There was an adjustable bed in there. Like,
Yeah, like I got some stuff from my house. I got a bookcase. I got some shelving. I got a bunch of crystal stemware, or not
that's
crystal
right.
stemware, but crystal glasses and stuff. I got some nice stuff from that. It's all crystal. It's
Really?
beautiful. It's beautiful cups. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, they're great.
So I didn't go in there and like ding every glass with my fingernail. I didn't.
I did.
You did,
Yep.
huh? Wow.
And they were all crystal. Yep. Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I'm sure you're going to send us a check for those things.
I will
took out
not.
That. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Happy
Thank
to
you
help.
very much.
You're welcome.
But yeah, they were in. It was the parents had passed, and now the kid's trying to deal with this property, and it was funny. They on the realtor's advice put a new roof on prior to, and we're like, I wish you wouldn't have done that because that's not the style of home. It's not the style of roof that we need to have on this home.
Right.
So we actually are going to have to tear off a brand new roof.
Kind of sucks, isn't it?
Kind of, just because you think, man, I mean, what a waste of money that was.
Yeah.
So, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? We got to do what we got to do for the aesthetic of the home, though.
Exactly.
And make it
some
beautiful
homes
again.
Yeah, some homes need a certain look. This one's a mid-century home.
Yeah.
We're giving it that new modern flair, and it's gonna be huge when it's all done.
So dope. It's gonna be the dopest dope.
Is that
Dopest dope.
okay? Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do that with that home. There was a probate thing, and where was I going with that?
I don't know. You said something about deal finding, and there are other ways to find
we were
stuff
talking
that's
about-
non-distressed.
That's right. We're talking about stuff where the owner was distressed
Yes.
rather than the property
rather
itself.
than the property. Yeah.
And so identifying those, these are the situations where it's usually a situational thing.
Yes.
Somebody lost a job, somebody died, somebody's getting divorced. Those are the common things. These are life events.
And those are probably the most difficult properties to go after, and that's why they're so quick to they're such good deals for us.
Yeah.
Because they're difficult.
They're difficult, and oftentimes you're dealing with personalities in these
Right.
things, which can sometimes, especially in divorce type cases,
Right.
Where you're dealing with a husband and wife, and sometimes you really have to play like ringleader, like hey, I'll tell you what, you can come to the house on Wednesday, you can come to the house on Thursday,
Right.
And pick out your stuff and take it out of here. Like you have to sort of, it's kind of tough sometimes depending on the situation.
Totally. And then on top of that, too, when you have people who, it's their parents' house and you're sitting there walking through with them, telling them all the things that you're going to do to the house to make it beautiful again. And you can just tell how much that means to them.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was a home we walked in Pasadena.
Yep.
Where it was actually
exactly what I was thinking
of. That was
of.
the one you're thinking of? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the kids, this was their family home.
Yep.
It was a matriarchal home where all the grandkids, all the cousins, this is where they all congregated for all the holidays. Right. And they wanted us to preserve their family's legacy, but at the same time we're like, yeah, but we also need it to be permittable and, not kind of scary inside.
It's very scary inside.
Yeah, well, it's scary because some of the construction work they had done in there, they'd built this weird mezzanine level in between two floors. It was
kind of kooky, but
it was kind of kooky.
It was kind of kooky, but it was a fun house. I mean, it was a fun house to go in.
It was
and look
a fun house, wasn't it?
It was a fun house. There was a bridge. There was a bridge inside.
Yeah.
It was all Italian motif, so I loved that.
Yeah.
Because I happen to be Italian.
There should have been a hall of mirrors because it was a fun
hall
house.
of mirrors. Yes, 100%. And then there was one that I walked recently up in Phelan, and I had the owner there. We had bought it from a foreclosure, actually.
Okay.
And she was sitting there telling us all the different things she did, and she was a contractor, and she was a woodworker, and how all the different things that she was trying to do to the home and trying to fix it here, do this, do that. And she ran out of money, and was crying that she had to let this thing go.
Sure.
And so it was kind of sad, but also kind of cool because I was telling her, the things that we would do to make it better and to bring back that life to it. She was crying because of, all of the amazing things that we were going to do to make that house available for a small family.
Sure.
So it was kind of cool to see that too.
It's it's tough for a lot of people, and it
is tough.
We've seen the emotional gamut, of people. Like you get the people that are just relieved, so relieved to have this burden relieved from their lives. Like they want to do more for us. Like you don't need to do anything for us. Like we did this for you, and
right.
Like we're going to make money. That's why we're doing this.
Right.
I mean, it's, but it's also, we are helping these people out, and it's hard not to recognize that after enough time doing it. You're like, wow, we really are actually helping people. Because I know in the beginning, when you talk to some people, it really feels like sometimes you feel like, man, are we taking advantage of people? And there are people that have told us we're taking advantage of people.
Oh yeah, I hear that all the time.
I'm like, I'm not taking advantage of anybody.
Nope.
Because I'm making my best offer. I'm not offering them some low ball, because a low ball offer to me is less than what you're willing to pay.
Right.
And I'm always offering the best I can do.
Right.
And if they take it, that's because the deal worked for them. It's not taking advantage of them because I'm not the only person in town making offers.
Right.
I made the best offer, and that's why they went with me.
Yep.
So, I hear an alarm out in the parking lot. It was mine.
Oh wow!
Would you look at that?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I got it. It was my. I think I was sitting on the. I was sitting on the keys.
Okay.
Funny,
that
yeah.
Happens. Yeah, and you did just adjust, so that was probably it.
That was it.
I had a lady out in Chino Hills recently. We just did a property out there, just purchased a property out there, and she said how much of a relief it was for us to come in and purchase the property because her boyfriend, living there, was kind of a hoarder, had a bunch of stuff everywhere, and she was super relieved at the fact that we were coming in and buying it. And she's like, I'm in the real estate business. You're going to sell this thing for about $500,000, aren't you? And I said, yep, that's exactly what we're going to sell it for. She's like, okay, great, that sounds good. You guys got to build a profit in this thing.
Yeah.
She was actually happy that we were buying the house at the price that we did. We closed the transaction just like we said we would.
And they're going to, the relief for them, and we find this with a lot of hoarders, is that they have so much stuff in the house that even just the thought of digging into it and starting to go through all this stuff and getting and throwing things away is just, it's an emotional, very difficult experience.
100%.
It'll be hard for them to do. But when they're able to just walk away and leave it all behind and we take care of it, it's a huge relief for them.
Totally.
It's like at the beginning of the year, anything I didn't respond to in my inbox, and I think I had 200 and something unresponded to emails.
Wow.
I just deleted them.
Wow.
And it was a huge relief to me.
It felt good, huh?
Because I'm like, you know what? If it's that important, they'll get back to me.
That's true.
And, not that, the thing that you left in your house is ever going to come back to you, but, it's like, do you really need that stuff?
Right.
And I think people, like the hoarders, they kind of get this mentality that this thing is to be cherished and to be held on to, but you always hear like you can't take it with you.
No,
and,
you can't.
Like you got to focus on the things in your life you do want to focus on. And,
Right.
an old newspaper clipping, from when you were mentioned in the newspaper for something, I don't know, like, is it really, is that going to alter your life in the future?
Right.
It's, I don't know. Some people get very emotional about things.
Yeah, my grandpa used to do that. He used to send me stuff.
He would just send you things.
Yeah, send me clippings of stuff that was like he thought
interesting
would be
article.
interesting to me. Yeah, exactly. Which was thoughtful. I thought that was very thoughtful of him.
Absolutely.
But I didn't like necessarily read them all the time.
Oh,
but,
that's terrible.
Oh yeah, I'm a terrible
can't believe
grandson.
you.
I know.
Terrible
I
grandson.
feel off about it. But what's funny is we talk about how much this is relief, or how difficult it is for people to go through these the house hoarding things. This one up in Chino, the guy actually had a heart attack during our transaction.
Yeah, because he was trying to move some stuff.
Because he was trying to move some stuff. He couldn't. He was overexerting himself. He literally had a heart attack from it.
Yeah, I'm
nuts.
glad he's fine. We actually talked about this last week on the radio. So for those
Did you
of you
really?
loyal listeners that tuned in and heard this, thank you, Danny, for tuning in.
Thank you, Danny.
Week after week.
You're the man.
Yeah, and all the other good folks that listen in, that tell us they listen in every week. We appreciate you too.
Yes, absolutely.
But Danny's the only one that's told me he listens every week.
See, there you go. You're the man, Danny.
I'm just kidding. There's plenty of good,
there's
loyal listeners.
There's a good lot of love.
We are the number one show on KCAA.
Are we really?
As far as I'm concerned, we are.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if I haven't seen the actual numbers.
Number one.
I haven't seen the numbers.
Yeah, I don't.
But
I actually do not know.
Pretty sure we're number one.
Okay, I feel good about that.
I feel really good about that.
I feel really good about that. That's awesome. So you talked about this last week.
Yeah, we did. We talked about the man having a heart attack.
Wow.
And how we almost lost the deal.
We totally almost lost that deal. That was kind of scary.
Well, had he had the heart attack and passed away, that would change things dramatically.
Oh, 100%.
So, but I think actually, and I don't know. We have to check with an attorney on this. I think he had actually done everything already in escrow.
Everything was signed.
I think they were just waiting for us because we were wiring funds on Monday.
We were wiring funds,
and he had a heart attack over the weekend. So
that was exactly.
I think we still would have closed.
Really?
I think we would have, and it would have gone into probate. The funds.
Wow.
Actually, it probably would have gone into his checking account, the funds from escrow, and then the account would get basically seized or handled by probate or something.
Interesting.
I don't know. We'd have to find out.
We should ask someone about that.
Because if nobody knows he passed away, we'll just assume that he got the money and all was good.
Yeah,
I mean, after he signed everything in escrow.
Yeah, everything was signed and ready to go. Our contract was signed and ready to go. We accepted everything.
Yeah, so they were just waiting on our funds.
Yep,
so
that was it.
I don't know. I actually,
cannoli.
Thinking about it like that, I'm like, we probably would have closed and then, would have had to find that out later and been like, oh my God.
Yeah, I would have felt awful about that. I
Absolutely.
still feel awful that he had a heart attack because he's moving everything. But, that was what he wanted to do. He didn't want to just let it all go and leave, even though we did offer him to just leave it there and we'll take care of it for him. Mm-hmm. We're actually helping them move. So, like, whatever they have tagged or whatever.
We had to hire a moving company. We're like, come on, you can't do this on your own. Stop.
Yeah, please.
Let us hire you a moving company that is like, we're not heartless.
Right.
And, we were... He was fine with doing it on his own, but after that, it's like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but yeah, that deal. How did you find that deal anyway?
I actually had a wholesaler bring that to me.
No kidding.
And you know what? I don't even remember how I met that wholesaler. And he said he found me on Bigger Pockets, but I don't know how that's possible. Anyways, I met with a wholesaler, and my original offer, was $10,000 more than what we ended up buying it for. But
well, I think we looked at the numbers.
We looked at the numbers, yeah.
It was the rehab. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I think the rehab ended up needing more attention than we thought.
Yeah.
So we had to drop the price because we're like, man, this thing's uglier than we thought it was.
Well, that and they were having some issues with the homeowner's girlfriend. She, having come from real estate, she knew exactly what these guys were doing, and she was calling them out on all their stuff. And they got to the point where they were like, well, we've got this troublesome landlord, or this troublesome situation. Like, we're just going to give it to them. Right. So they just literally gave us the deal.
And that was nice of them.
Very nice of them. I don't know why they did that. I was going to offer them a joint venture, but now I'm going to let them know after this, like, hey, guys, we do joint ventures. Like, you should not be giving these away.
Yeah, definitely not.
Why don't we do some of these together, see where we're at?
I agree.
So I'm going to broach that with them the next time I see them.
Terrific.
But that's another way to find deals.
Oh, it's a great way to find deals.
Yeah, wholesalers are great.
Well, not just wholesalers. You're talking about networking in general.
Oh, networking's wonderful
Because
I actually think I met them at the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. I think
probably
that
did.
yeah, I probably did. I gave them my card. I said, "Put me on your list." All that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how I found him.
most of the best investors I know are members of the Inland Empire Real Estate
You know what?
Investment
And why
Club.
wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? What would take away your ability to find people who are knowledgeable about stuff, who also have a passion for what you do, who also love real estate and who love to teach? Like, why wouldn't you want to be in that environment? If you want to get in part of the real estate community, you need to join a group like this. It's
absolutely.
essential
Not
to your
just-
success.
Not just a group like the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment
But
Club.
literally our group.
You need to
should
join
come out.
the
It's
Inland Empire
fun.
Real Estate Investment Club. And
Like-
actually, I don't know if I told you this, but
What's up?
Meetup.com today just sent us an email. They invited me to go out to New York to attend a thing. They're paying for all my expenses.
Are you kidding me?
Because we're one of the fastest growing meetups on Meetup.
Are you kidding me,
I'm not
Todd?
kidding. I'm not kidding.
That's exciting. Give me
I
a
know,
high five,
I know.
brother.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, no, they.
Oh
they
my God,
sent an email,
dude.
and I'm like, wow, what a crazy thing. So there's only 150 meetup organizers that are going to
Wow.
this thing.
So you and Steven are going to go.
Right now, it's just me because I'm technically the organizer of
Oh,
it.
okay.
But Steve should go because he is also the co-organizer and very
Yeah,
much
come
a
on.
big deal. And
Yes.
he. I mean, we built it together. I
Oh,
am not
yeah.
alone in this endeavor
No,
by any
definitely
means.
not.
So, yeah, we sent him a thing saying, "Hey, do you mind if Steven comes along?" It would be kind of funny if he'd say no, but
Hey, I mean,
I'll still bring him to New York. With
yeah.
me.
Would you? I mean, would you like just pay for everything for him then,
Yeah, and
since
I'll
they're
just-
paying for you?
Yeah, and I'll sneak him in places. You know.
Oh, there you go.
I'll
Yeah,
just
it's back door.
Like I need to
Same
go.
back door.
I need to go outside and have a smoke real fast, and then
Yeah.
get him.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
When is this?
April sometime.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So I've never been to New York, so this is gonna be fun.
Hey, that's
I
gonna
know.
be so
New
cool.
York!
You know, I love New York. I've been there one time. You got to go to Little Italy, please.
Little Italy.
Little Italy. It's a mouthful, but you
Yeah.
got to go.
Okay, what am I gonna do in Little
You're
Italy?
gonna go and you're gonna get some cannolis.
Cannolis.
You're gonna have some spaghetti,
Okay.
the best of your life.
All right.
Okay, and you just walk around. They talk everybody in front. There's like they got a whole lot. I don't know if they still have the mafia over there, but there's some guys out front of these places,
Yeah.
and they can't call you and stuff. It's awesome. It's a great thing.
They can't call the guys.
They even can't call the guys. Mostly the girls
Wow.
though. You should bring some girls.
This
with
is
you.
the 21st century. Of
Yeah.
course, they're cat calling.
Yeah, they're
guys
totally
also.
catcalling. Yeah, it's equal opportunity. Guys.
Right. It's not just the
all
women
about
getting cat
equality.
called. Nobody ever cat calls. me.
Yeah, but they're no. Well, they will. They will
will.
do that. Yeah, if you want to feel good about yourself, go to Little Italy.
Oh man, that's a raving.
It's a
review
raving
there.
review. No, but seriously, the food is just incredible. So I mean,
right.
if you're gonna, you need to go at least one day, and it's over. It's over by the shopping district too. So if you want to get some cool clothes or whatever for your kids,
That's all I do. I'm just a shopaholic.
I know you're a shopaholic.
Some retail
I know you
therapy
love
while
it.
I'm out there.
Yes.
Terrific.
Soho, I think it's in Soho. It's right by Soho.
That's where I'm going to be.
Really?
It's in Soho. Yeah.
Seriously?
That's where. Yeah.
Dude,
that's where they're putting me
high
up.
five! Woo, woo! All right,
We're
that's so
high-fiving a lot
exciting.
today.
We are high fiving machines right now.
My hand's
I am
gonna be
so,
sore tomorrow.
no, my hand hurts. That last one was good, but no, I'm so happy for you, man. That's exciting, dude.
Yeah,
I
but-
didn't even know that.
So for all the folks out there that might think, all right, the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club, this is just something that these
No,
guys created. And we only did it because we want to make money and all that. It's
No,
not
not
that.
even a little bit.
The reason I got invited to this is because of our community that we've built. We have a no sales environment, and that's I think what a lot of people value about the club
Yes.
most is that we don't try to sell you anything. I literally have nothing to sell.
Yep.
Just come to the club. Let's do some deals together. I don't care if we do or don't. Just come, meet people, learn, and let's do some stuff. It's fun. At the end of the day, we have a good time.
We totally do. We just did a economic development economic forecast
forecasting
thing yesterday.
Yeah, we sponsored that. We sponsored that event.
That was so cool. We
was-
went out there. We went in our bus.
Yeah.
And we had mimosas and Bloody Marys and hung out and did like a parking lot party. Had a
did.
bunch of our investors come through.
Yeah, we did a
lot of our
tailgate.
friends. Like we did a tailgate for this thing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And
For
we
those
just,
of you that actually, I should probably mention it because it's such a great event. The Coldwell Banker Town and Country, they're a realtor, they're a real estate brokerage out of Moreno Valley and Upland and a couple other places.
He's got 4 offices.
Matt Martin, he's got 4 offices. The Coldwell Banker Town and Country puts on this annual real estate forecasting event.
Yes.
And he brings out some of the best speakers, in the area, like Bruce Norris came out and John
Chris.
Husing. John Husing, who's a local economist, and Christopher Thornburg from Beacon Economics, also a local forecaster, and the one that runs the UCR School of Business.
Yes, so cool.
What do they call that? The Department for Real Estate for Economic Forecasting or something like that. Christopher Thornburg, if you've never heard him speak, this guy
he's next level. He makes you feel good about he may make you feel good or may make you feel bad about what the economy's going through, but
right now he'll make you feel good about it.
He will make you feel very good. He's extremely knowledgeable about everything Inland Empire.
Yeah,
actually everything U.S.
Every time I see him speak, I just feel like I'm stupid.
Yep, 100%. Man, I got in the wrong business.
I know, man. Dr. Christopher Thornburg. Sorry.
Yes, doctor. Sorry, sir.
But it was a great event, and I was on a panel up there. And Stephen.
Yes, you were.
Stephen did a presentation also on on our new charting method we're going to be using called the FIRM method. So
really?
He demonstrated basically how to determine what market cycle we're in and how much runway we got left. So like people always ask us, like, are we in a real estate bubble right now? No, we're not in a real estate bubble. No. But people ask, and you got to be able to back it up with data.
Yes, that's true, and especially being an organizer of a real estate investment group, that type of stuff is vital for you to be seen as a knowledgeable person in the area. I mean, that's exactly why you took on that leadership role, because you wanted that.
Sure.
So I think it's so cool that you guys have been able to go from 3 or 4 people back in 2014. Excuse me, 2014, September of 2014.
Yep.
You invited me to the very first one.
Yes, we did. And you shunned us.
And
then.
I did. I shunned him then.
You were a big time guy over at the Chamber of Commerce.
I was dumb. And I wasn't big time.
Yes, you were.
No way. I just know a lot of people. That's the only thing. That's my claim to fame. I know people. No, you invited me to the first one, and the fact that it's grown from like 3 or 4 people to now over 3,000. What are we at? It's 3,600.
3,500 people, yeah.
3,500 people on this meetup page. It went from 3. I mean, like, that's incredibly good. It was all done organically, too.
Absolutely.
They didn't send anything out.
No.
They didn't try and sell anything. Nothing. This was all done just using Google and people who are just trying to find someone, a quality program that they can come and be a part of that will allow them the opportunity to network with people who have deals. I can't tell you how many people have come to our meeting and gotten deals from it. This guy, Jim Keller, he gets deals from it literally every time he comes.
He does.
Every time he comes, he gets a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, because there people come, and they, some of these people might have gone to those expensive seminars, those things put on by, I remember like the Rich Dad Poor Dad were doing them, or like the people on TV, Christina and Tarek, like they have their little programs that you go out. You go to the Riverside Convention Center, the Ontario Convention Center, and you get to sit through a whole day of real estate education, as they like to call it.
Yeah, but it's really just an upsell education.
Oh, totally. It's a pitch fest. They're trying to sell you a very expensive real estate program.
Very expensive.
These mentor programs they offer, I've heard, can range anywhere from $40,000 to $90,000.
Holy cannoli!
And people pay them, and I'm like, my God, if you had $40,000, I mean, $40,000 gives you a significant leg up as a real estate investor.
Come invest that with us. We will turn around and give you a 15% annualized.
Tyler, I should probably mention right now, we are not selling securities on the air. We are definitely not doing anything like that. Don't come give us your money. I don't want it.
Apologies.
You need to talk to your financial advisors, because we do not sell securities by any means. Do not at all sell securities.
Sorry about that, Todd.
So, we do not do that. Go talk to your registered investment advisors before you do anything like that.
Okay, fair enough.
But if you are looking to invest some money in real estate, we do have some things you can check out. But we don't sell securities at all. Yeah, we got to make a disclaimer there, because
this is true.
There are regulations in the United States about securities and stuff, and we can't just tell people we do that. That's preposterous. Yeah, we are exempt from securities regulation.
Okay, I just put my foot in my mouth, and I would like to remove that. Apologies.
Yeah, but even so, $40,000 goes a long way.
It totally would.
Because a lot of people need to work with a hard money lender when they first get into a deal.
That's true. It would go a long way with that.
You need a down payment with a hard money lender, and you're going to need the money for the rehab work.
Yeah.
So, if you need the $10,000 for a down payment and then the $30,000
or a bridge loan. Because bridge loans, they still only give you, 90%?
Yeah, it's very rare for a new person to be able to get 100% financing on a purchase.
Right.
100% for the purchase, 100% for the rehab. Very, very. I don't know I wouldn't even be able to tell you who would do that right now.
Yeah.
We're about the only good thing for those people that are new because we have our JV program.
Yeah, we do a joint venture, which is kind of nice because it helps people get through the whole deal and get an understanding of what the whole process is.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's an option people have. But working with a hard money lender, if you have cash, it's actually really easy to get into a deal with a hard money lender if you have the cash to cover the gap.
Oh, yeah.
So, $40,000, instead of giving it to one of these organizations, just go out and do a deal. I mean, now is about the best time of any in the market to do a flip.
Oh, totally.
And you'll make some money. And there's actually, you got a little runway in there where you may not do it perfectly. You might screw up. But, I mean, if you're like me, I learn from mistakes. I don't learn from, doing it right.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the important thing. I make mistakes every day. We just sent out a huge mailer, which is another thing that we use to find deals. We just sent out a huge mailer, sent it to totally the wrong people. We got 3 responses from it, and the mailer was the wrong thing to use. I used a distressed sellers mailer, and I should have just come up with something of my own, and just wasted $400, and I was very happy about that. No, I was not happy about that. Sorry about that, Todd.
Sure. No, it's fine.
Okay.
$400, it's not that big of a deal. It's marketing. It's an experiment. But actually, what we did get back is something we need to do something else with, which are all those undeliverable letters.
I don't know what to do with that. Talk to me.
Okay, so undeliverable letters. What does that mean?
Well, that means they don't live at the property anymore.
So, what does that mean for us? I mean, as a real estate investor.
That means that I need to look harder for them. Yes. Yeah, you got to skip trace, find out who the owner is and where they are now. Yeah.
Because if our letters are not getting to them, nobody's letters are getting to them.
Oh, right? There you go, Todd. I didn't even think about that.
So we have to figure out what we can do with these letters. We got to figure out what we can do with these letters that are coming back to us because they're those are leads that nobody else is getting to them.
Oh, that's a really good move, man.
Absolutely.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, so definitely hang on.
This is why you were the expert, and I'm an expert in training.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Here I am. I have foot and mouth disease here.
Yes.
A couple times today.
Oh man,
I know. Jeez,
terrible.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah, we got to go over all those securities laws with you. That's
that would be important. That would be good.
It would be good, especially before we go on the radio next time.
Yes.
Because
sorry about that.
No, it's not good.
Well, luckily I don't run any of the financials. I only just run the acquisitions.
You are here for looks only. Folks.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm the deal finder. I don't run any of the finance, and I don't hold any of the licensing. So that was my fault because I didn't know any of the regulations. So sorry about that, SEC.
No, the thing is the people that we do work with, our investors, these are pre-existing relationships.
Yeah, we've already known them.
People we've known, we've done business with them for years,
right.
And those are the people that invest with us. We don't just take people off the street. And
this is true. I should have said that. My bad.
That's why we have to make the disclaimer whenever we start talking about securities, because we don't want people to think they can just give us money.
Yeah.
I've had people try to just give me. They're like, "Can I just borrow you money?" And I'm like, "No, you can't. If you do, I'm taking it as a gift." Like, if you wire me money, you're not getting any of it back.
So I mean, this is a good thing to talk about too in deal finding, because if it's important, especially if you're finding a deal and you're going out and trying to find money. Mm-hmm. You can't just go out and say, "Hey, I've got this thing. Come give me money for it."
That's
right?
That's another conversation as it pertains to securities regulation.
Okay.
Because I mean, if what we're trying to get going in the United States is entrepreneurial activity,
right?
I mean. And right now, the only way most people understand how to invest money is through the stock market,
right? Through
their stockbroker, which they typically charge pretty good sized fees,
right?
In order to work with a stockbroker, and not going to say anything bad about them charging fees. It's not like they shouldn't get paid for what they do.
Yeah, they totally should get paid for what they do.
But most people don't even know about real estate as an investment. They hear about the stock market, they hear about mutual funds, and that's the only things they can invest in their 401ks, their IRAs, their SEPs, all those different retirement accounts they have, and
it's almost as if the people up in Wall Street did something to make sure that was done.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
A real estate investment is considered an alternative investment.
Really?
I don't understand how this could be considered an alternative investment.
Yeah.
Only because we're the bad guy. So,
Interesting.
To them, because you can put large sums of money into real estate, But the funny thing is, some of these larger, like real estate investment trusts, things like that, what are they doing? They're buying real estate.
Yeah.
Apartment buildings, skyscrapers, stuff like that. So, real estate is an investment.
Totally.
And I don't understand why it's an alternative investment.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And, for people that want to invest money that they have in an IRA, they can do it. They just have to self-direct their IRAs.
Ah, okay.
So, and that's, we only got like a minute left, so we don't have much time to go into
No, we really don't.
self-directing.
But anyway, so, yeah, sorry for all the foot and mouth stuff.
Don't worry about that.
I appreciate it.
I was just going to throw in one last nugget for the people listening about the self-directing IRAs. That's something that if you are interested in investing IRA money in real estate, you should definitely look into that. Get in touch with a financial planner or talk to your accountant about self-directing an IRA, because there are quite a few benefits investing within that vehicle, because if you're like in a Roth IRA, for example, you don't have to pay taxes on the gain, which is huge if you're trying to save money on taxes.
Yeah.
So, but we are just about out of time, so I want to remind everybody to come check out the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club and come check out the Flip Flop Investor Show again next week, 4 p.m. right here on KCAA. Have a good week, everyone. Take care.
Thanks.